our Claire's
Okay.
and still haven't talked to Corinne about putting this. Oh, I'm putting it on YouTube anyway. She'll have to live with it.
Oh no.
No, this is fine. No, I'm
Oh,
sure she won't mind a bit. All
okay.
right, so we're here with Zita Schmitt and Lynn Johnson, and we've been studying the Clairs for Course Students, a book by Corinne Zupko, and uh, she has these little videos that go along with it, and so we're watching the videos, and this one is a grounding meditation,
Ooh.
um, and so. Last time we talked about grounding
Hmm.
and going out and being barefoot on the lawn and um, I'm barefoot all the time, so I don't like to wear shoes at all. If I walk in the house, the first thing I'm doing taking off my shoes. I don't like them. They hurt my
Hmm.
feet. Uh, so anyway, here we go. I'm gonna put this up. And we're going to watch this little video and do this little grounding meditation. And good morning, Jorge. Good to see you, brother. Uh, and then we'll talk after the meditation.
Grounding meditation.
So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. We're going to do a grounding practice. And let's just begin with taking a few deep breaths. Even just listening to a training brings us up into our heads. And so we're going to intentionally bring our attention down into the lower body. And we're going to do this. I'm going to invite you to do this in a very specific way. And please know that anytime we're doing a guided meditation or healing, you are in charge. So if you feel like you want your eyes open, if you feel like this isn't right for you right now, you're completely in charge. It's totally your practice. But if you do feel comfortable and want to close your eyes, just allowing them to close. And again, calling your energy just back to yourself. I'm going to invite you to bring your attention down to your hips. You might even feel the sits bones that come into contact with the chair beneath you. And it might even be helpful if this also, doing this for the first time, or maybe you've done this many times, it can just sometimes be hard to connect with the low body. So just recognize that this takes practice. This is something that I've been practicing over and over and over in recent years. And it was really hard for me to do at first. And I'd like to invite you to imagine that you have a grounding cord, just like we saw in the chicken drawing. And this grounding cord is the same circumference as your hips. So it's wide. And you might, if it's a supportive image, you know how babies like to be swaddled? You might imagine like hiking up your grounding cord so it comes around your belly energetically. Again, this is all imagination, but like up to the base of your rib cage. I like picturing this as if it's holding my lower chakras, holding my lower body, because it's just a soothing, it can be a soothing image if that works for you. And as you take some more deep breaths, just allowing yourself to settle in, I'd like you to imagine that your energy is going to extend down from your hips downwards into the floor beneath you. So whatever building you're in, this energetic grounding cord is going to go straight through the building down where it meets the earth. And from here, imagining your grounding cord now continuing to drop. So energetically, it's like you can imagine a downward flow of energy through your body and down your grounding cord into the earth, where this grounding cord is going to travel through all the layers of the earth. So the crust of the earth, the topsoil, it continues to travel down through layers of rock, maybe pockets of water and mud. This grounding cord continues down through crystal, bedrock, into deeper layers of the earth. And imagining that when your grounding cord gets to the center of the earth, it sprouts roots. And these roots just sort of extend outwards and wrap around the core of the earth. And as you breathe and imagine this energetic connection between you and the core of the earth, imagining just a downward flow of energy. So you might even use your breath, if it helps you, to take some big exhales, as if you're imagining just extending your energy down. And sometimes I like to use my hands just as an additional support, an additional visceral way of connecting to this grounding cord. I might just imagine or use my hands to just sort of sweep my energy down my body, down into the earth. And I'd like to just remind us here for a moment that we're also being sourced through our crown. There's an energy flow from the heavens down through the body and down into the earth. And if you can picture your grounding cord sprouting roots and just wrapping around the core of the earth, it can be helpful to use your imagination to picture the Holy Spirit in a different form. We know the Holy Spirit is not above or below, because there is no up or down. In truth, the Holy Spirit's everywhere. But because we are grounding the body and using this particular imagery, it can be helpful to imagine that at the center of the earth, I like to picture the divine earth mother, the divine mother, and she's the same as the Holy Spirit. Her job is the same. You can conceptualize her as the same or different than the Holy Spirit. But this is her den. And the rhythm of the earth, the pulse of the earth is very, very slow. So this helps to know, because it can help us even slow down and regulate our nervous systems a bit more when we think about this slow pulse of the earth, the slow frequency of the earth. And we're plugging in, we're tuning in. And at the center of the earth, is the den of the Divine Mother or Holy Spirit, however you want to conceptualize, because again, there's no up or down. So we're just simply using our imagination as a tool to connect. And her job is the same as the Holy Spirit's. It's to receive that which we offer over, that which we send down instead of sending up, sending down. Her job is to purify that pre-verbal thought, that energy, so only the truth remains. So if you are carrying right now anything that's on your mind, any fears, any concerns, experimenting with sending it down your grounding cord. Dropping this concern, this fear, whatever it may be, downwards, asking for her support, her help. It's again her job as the Holy Spirit is to see past the false and only uphold that which is true. And that which is true gets returned to us. So it might be helpful to imagine that through the center of your grounding cord is the upflow. It's the purified earth energy. It's the purified life force. It's the love that extends from the divine earth mother upwards through your grounding cord and is received by you first in your root chakra, which is the base of the body, the tailbone, and the root chakra is often depicted as a four-petaled flower. And I like to picture these as very big petals. So it's like a four-petaled flower that holds the entire base of your body. In life, as life is, that root chakra constricts when it experiences fear or trauma. And here, imagining that you're receiving this upflow of pure light, pure love, purified energy from the Earth Mother. I invite you to imagine that your root chakra, this beautiful four-petaled flower, begins to unfurl. It begins to open. Just like a blooming flower when it sees the sun. You might even physically relax the muscles in the pelvis. As you have this simultaneous downflow of that which you are releasing and upflow of that which is purified and received by your root. And as this process is happening, I'd like to offer another course quote. The course quote is that underneath are the everlasting arms. This is a Course in Miracles quote that's referencing the Bible. Underneath are the everlasting arms. You might imagine that from the center of the earth, she extends her arms upwards. The Divine Earth Mother extends her arms upwards and gently holds your hips to help you feel more grounded. To help you feel held and supported. As you breathe down your grounding cord, that which you are ready to release, as you draw up this purified love, this light, this life force as it comes up through the center of your grounding cord, very gently unfurling your root chakra. As that root chakra begins to unfurl, it's now allowing energy to flow as it's meant to flow through the body. So this earth energy from an energetic system perspective comes up through the root and feeds all of the power centers above it. In the second chakra, which is your sacral area. The third chakra, which is your solar plexus. Your heart chakra. Fourth. The fifth chakra, which is your throat. The sixth, which is your third eye. And the seventh chakra, which is through the crown of the head. So you can imagine that not only is there a downward flow of energy from above, but there's an upward flow from below. And as you breathe here, just feeling your sense of self, feeling your body, feeling your grounding cord. And just feeling yourself connected. And that there's movement, that there's an energetic movement through your body, through your mind. And there's this sense of being connected both below and above, recognizing that it's all in the mind. There is no above or below. We're using these as tools. Remembering that your grounding cord, I just want to bring attention back to the grounding cord. And again, just reviewing some of these helpful cues if they work for you. Or you can imagine the arms of the Divine Earth Mother gently holding your hips to help you maintain awareness in your lower body. And you might even have a sense of that grounding cord as if it's swaddling you, wrapped or hiked up like you're wearing high-waisted jeans. Breathing out and releasing that which is ready to be released. And breathing in the purified light, the purified love energy. Just going to sit here for a few more moments before we come to a close. If it's helpful, again, just really feeling into your low body. You can even wiggle your hips back and forth. That helps you get this sort of brain-body connection, because as I've said already, the low body can be a challenging place to feel into because we spend so much time in our heads. And yet this downward flow, this groundedness, can actually assist us in resting in God and in coming to know the truth of who we really are, which is far beyond a body. Breathing and sensing. And just bringing awareness now back to your body as a whole, recognizing that this sense of grounding gets easier and easier with practice. If it feels like nothing happened, that's okay. If it feels like it was challenging or difficult, that's okay. It's a meditation practice for a reason. We practice and practice and practice. And that connection slowly gets stronger. So bringing some movement back into your body, wiggling your toes, your fingers. And slowly, when you're ready, allowing your eyes to open. So that was a very brief grounding practice. We're going to build on this in our next training. I just want to say that it can be really helpful. It's like the energetic equivalent of handing something up to the Holy Spirit is purposefully imagining the energy coming down and sending it down into the center of the earth where it is purified and returned back to us through this gentle process of our root chakra unfurling. I will be saying more about the root chakra, all the chakras in our next training when we talk about the body's central channel and the perfect shaft of pure light course quote that corresponds. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. Have a good night. This concludes our grounding meditation and brief discussion, and I will see you in the next video.
Well, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've done something similar, but not just going to the ground.
Yeah.
So I've done like a meditation where I go to the right, to the left, to the front, to the back, to the up, to the down, uh,
Wow.
and through the earth and through the sky and all that
Mhm.
business. So, but it'd be quite interesting and something I had not really thought about before. How about you?
I'm just curious, any imagery for you came up? Like, what did you see?
Well, yeah, I was just imagining, of course, first, this cord around me going down,
Mm-hmm.
uh, kind of through my bottom area, which was to me kind of like a pigtail. I was, I felt like a little piggy tail, was was sticking out down there. And I mean, it wasn't like the most spiritual experience, because I was obviously imagining. I don't think about things coming that from that part of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, being something that is sacred.
Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
I'm imagining that pigtail and then going down through the earth, and I was imagining all the layers of the earth, and
Yeah.
um, yeah. So how about you?
Same. In the sense that I think when she mentioned, I remember the chicken picture, and I was sending the energy down, right? The chords or whatever, the one chord. And then when she said about I kind of missed the word if she said wrap or if she said because I was really busy sending extending my cord. Um and so what I did is I basically, it was like they emanate from there, but they kind of extended upward. So now I was encased, like it was like the energy was going like outward from the bottom. It was going downward, but at the same time, it was also going upward and then down again. So
Yeah,
I was like in a barrel kind of thing, um, up to my rib cage. And then as she was talking about the layers, she said layers. For some reason, I immediately was like seeing the earth, and then I started seeing rocks. And then she said rocks. And then I started seeing water. And then she said water. It's almost like, and I wasn't trying. It was just the imagery that was coming to me as I was going shooting down with the energy, right? Um, and then what was interesting is that the as it got down and she was talking, now you're at the core, my the imagery that I had was that the it was like roots, but it was the rays that were going envelope, they were enveloping the core, and they were turning gold as they were wrapping the core. And then when she said the mother, I immediately, my image was, it was a mother and that core was in her tummy as if she was pregnant with it. Isn't that
oh,
funny? That's the image that I had. And that she was holding it, like she was holding that the core as if she was pregnant with, that was the core, and then me being, wrapping myself energetically in her tummy as if I was part of, she was birthing me. I don't know. And that I
wow.
wasn't being birthed. I was still in the tummy,
Right.
at least my energy. And then when she said it was more like not like that, I still felt it that way, but I felt held by Mother, which is the Holy Spirit, as she said. Um, and then it was the whole holding my hips was kind of interesting. It's almost like the image of Atlas, where he's holding holding the
Oh,
earth,
yeah. Yeah.
and um, and then I saw the middle shoot was a golden light basically going. Then when she said about the root chakra, and she said it was 4 petals, I immediately saw the petals go like they bloomed, like they were open,
Hmm.
and that they were really big. Like I was small, like a bumblebee,
Oh,
like a little bumblebee. Um, and that's how big those petals were, at least for me. That was the imagery that I got. And I tried to rein them back because it felt like I was exaggerating, but I couldn't. It was like the self was too, not the self, but the body or the cords or whatever, it was small. And then I started, seeing that golden light travel up all the chakras and up to the head, and then out the crown chakra back to God, or however. What a cool.
Very cool. Yeah,
But
she said those petals were big. When I first thought of them, I was thinking, are these big enough for my big butt? But then she said they're big petals. So
mhm,
you were right on track with what she was saying. Yeah. So
I don't know. It was interesting.
it was really interesting, and yeah, the whole thing of um, being that connection is
Mm,
what I was experiencing, was that connection. And I was surprised when she said, wrap it around like like under your rib cage,
mm,
and like swaddling. I was thinking, how is that? But uh, yeah, I could see it, and I could feel it. It was
yeah.
really, really cool.
It was very interesting. I've done, like you were mentioning, meditations like that.
Mhm.
Um, and actually, I put together meditations like that myself when I was participating in the other group, and I would do meditations on Sundays. Um, and mine were, it's all coming from upward, right? It's coming from upward, and it's this light
Right.
that's going through your crown chakra and then just going through your body all the way down and just filling the entire body, uh, going out your fingertips. The lights were just shooting out and throughout your entire body, and the same thing with your feet, and then going through the earth and to the core, and then spreading as like roots around the core of the earth. So that's like you're the middleman pretty much in between the love God energy flowing through you, cleansing you, and then going straight to the earth to be grounded. I don't know. It's just the imagery was very similar to what I've been imagining myself as I've done other meditations over the years that guide you through that, and then my own um viewing of them, I guess you would say. So it's very interesting. I really liked it. I'm just curious to see if anybody else, I can't see who else would be on here, but um what people see, if anybody else saw anything. Looks like it's just Jorge, but I don't know what you see.
This I just was put it up here. If you can see it, this is
Uh,
how I was seeing it. Was like the electromagnetic field of the earth
um,
that
yeah.
was just going through and in and out like that. That's how I was
Mm.
experiencing
Wow.
it, like that. Like that was, going through me and around
That-
the,
I
the like that.
That's pretty.
Mhm. I was gonna say that, but I thought it was interesting, the way that she was guiding it. But to be honest, it didn't work for me, and it didn't work for me because I think there is too much talking.
I thought that
So
too.
yeah, so then the talking, and to me, this is to me, and with this doesn't take any value of what she's doing. I like so far what she's doing, everything, but to me, her voice is not very inviting. I'm very sensitive to the sound, so it doesn't sound inviting to really go deep in. So that's the first thing. And then when she talk a lot, I'm trying to go into what she's asking us to do, but there is no enough time, so there is no pause. So then I stop. I like better at the end when she said she guide us and then she stop and leave time. I like that part and I like the beginning, but the rest of the time I felt very distracted. I felt like I couldn't progress in what she was trying to make us to do. But that's me. So
No, no, that was me also, Jorge. I thought that was way too many words.
yeah,
I'm like, can she ever stop talking?
yeah.
So that was just my thought. And I can understand, look who you live with, Jorge. Can you imagine if Zita was leading that? with her beautiful voice.
Yeah.
That, and I'm not anything about Corinne, because, she's
No,
doing
no, no, no.
what she has. But, I do agree that, the yeah, too much thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been in a lot of meditation, as a friar, but and going to retreat and stuff like that. But to me, and you feel like you need to invite and let people have time. And it's true. I think I have participated in probably almost all of them meditation with Zita, but Zita, her voice is more inviting to me, no, inviting, and also the pausing and giving a space to really get to what she's pretending for us to do. So but again, I think I like the way that she did it, and simply that it felt like it was all in my head. I was never able to go deep.
Mm.
Right?
Well, I can see all that, and I do get it, and I understand. Um, but at the same time, what I'd like to point out is that these videos were, I think the intention is just to teach you how to do it, not necessarily guide you through the entire experience. So
Mhm.
it's more like, okay, this is what you're going to do. Let's practice a little bit. And it's all, like in a classroom that the teacher says this is what you're going to do, and they go like super fast over it, and then you have to go home and kind of put it together again and practice. So it is, if you need the guided meditation type thing, that's fine too. But there's also the idea that when what she's teaching you is that now you can go into a quiet room where you're not going to have any distractions, where you're going to be comfortable, and you're going to practice it on, under your own terms, time, space, whatever you need. And I agree, it did feel kind of like when she was talking about the light shooting back up, it almost felt like I was lost with, or what am I doing with the light? Because it's going through. But because in the past, I've done meditations where the goal is for this cleansed light, this golden light, as I was seeing it, is what's going to go through all your chakras and fill those balls of light, um, different colors, lights, but it's going to fill it, and it just keeps on going up. And there wasn't enough time, because for me, it is, you spend time like watching it and looking at it getting filled up, like the I forget the orange color. I can't remember the one right after the root chakra, the orange one. It's like I was trying to fill that one up, and then she mentions the next one, the yellow one, and then the green one, and then the blue one, which is the throat, and then the eye, the third eye, and then the crown. So I felt like that was kind of rushed, but it's more of showing us this is what you're going to do with it. But I think I felt a little lost on that. I think I think maybe it just goes without mention. And she did say that next time she's going to go into more detail into it. So I agree with both of you, but at the same time, I do feel that with the limited time that she has on the videos and what she's meant to do, or she meant to be doing, um, that's the best that could be. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I really, yeah, I think it was fine. I did kind of, at one point, yeah, maybe kind of in the middle, kind of start dozing off, which is not a good, and I had to re-alert myself to what I was doing. Um, and the other thing I was thinking, which every time I do or see these meditations that are like this, I always think I wish these people would take a geology class, because
Ah,
then you would have a better idea of what is going on. Because, you know, the core of the earth, I think, is a ball of molten, like lava liquid.
mm-hmm.
So I'm always imagining, you know, getting to this ball of molten liquid.
Yeah.
And you know that, and that's fine, you know, that there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, imagining the Holy Spirit there, for me, you know, I don't know, I could do it. So, and imagining the Holy Spirit in all of this, just, you know, help and guide us through and give us pictures that we can understand,
Yeah.
because the human mind is just so limited. And
And could it be also part of the part of the I don't know, maybe the ego portion of us that is trying to, I don't know, like,
defend.
yeah, like yeah, it's don't go there. It's
Yeah, yeah, I
not
agree with.
important. You know, it's not true. Look at what she's saying. It doesn't work that way. You know, like
Yeah,
um, I don't know. It's just I think for the most part, I thought it was I know that you guys think the same thing. That I think it's great because it's teaching us how to ground ourselves. And the other thing that happened is the things that we were sending down. I had a friend that I'm kind of worried about. I'm worried about her. Um, she came to mind and I thought, is this a distraction? Like, is my mind just wandering now? Like, why does she come up? And so I just sent that down. You know, I sent that down for healing. And then the next thing is getting upset about something that happened yesterday, a couple of things that happened yesterday, and I'm sending that down. Then, then what was it? Everything that's happening in the world at the moment, you know, like, oh, and then sending that down. So it was a lot that was coming up for me, like at the moment it's sending things down that you want to cleanse and you want to that all came to me. I don't know. Again, is it a distraction? And then I just said, okay, I'll send that. That goes. That goes
might
down
as
there.
well. Yeah, I mean, that's, if you recognize it, then yeah, I mean, that's what it's for. So, so yeah, I'll practice this. I'll do this.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, I like anything that helps me connect to that higher self.
Hmm.
And you know, like you said, I thought too, I'm not used to sending energy downward.
Right.
So so
Yeah.
it's and but the ball, at the center, the wrapping around of the roots, and I honestly think we've had this conversation before.
Hmm.
I was thinking, you know, would that then mean that the roots would send out branches that would go to every part of the world from all directions?
Mm.
Because that would be the, to me, that's how I saw it when she was saying it. And
Mm.
I thought we've had this conversation before, I think, I don't know. But yeah, the, you know, instead of just, you know, being there, but actually sending it out to everywhere. Um, and so I thought, you know, that's a great way to expand the consciousness as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just my thoughts there too.
That's good. I like that. There's something else that I was gonna say. I was listening to you talking, and it happens to me. I get distracted, and then I forget. Um, but it has to do. Oh yes, from the idea that the imagining, right? That we're sending this energy that's because we're sitting down, at least for myself, we're sitting down, that the cord is coming out from our hips, going down. And I can see that, but there's also that doubt, because the way that I saw it all of a sudden as you were talking is almost like the ego trying to convince me that I am not that powerful enough to be able to send anything anywhere, that the light has to come out from somewhere, and it's not me, you know. um Whereas I know that when I imagine that it's coming from this beautiful point of light somewhere in the universe, that it just gets bigger and bigger, and the light just goes through my crown chakra and coming through the entire body and through all the chakras basically, and then rooting down into the earth. It feels like it almost feels more comfortable, because I know that I am a part of that universal light, and it's not just me. So it almost feels uncomfortable, I guess, in a way, to imagine that I'm the one without the love of our Father, because that's how I imagine that light coming from the universe somewhere up in somewhere. And it's coming down to me and through me and then grounding. Whereas this exercise is coming from yourself. And there is no question then that all of us were created in the image of our Father. And it doesn't mean the body, this, as what is it? Abraham calls it this, I think, clumps of meat or something. I can't remember. I think she says clumps. There's these clumps don't have that, but the spirit, the energy that we are, that God created us to be, that does have that. And that's where, for me at least, I can see the disconnect for myself. I don't know how it is for you, but at least for myself, I see the disconnect. And but no, you're not that powerful. You don't have that kind of energy to be shooting down to the earth. Like, it almost feels unnatural. Whereas
Like a
if I,
lie, like it's not true.
yeah, like it's no, like it's not, like, how am I able to send that light down when I need the light of God? God is the one who is filling me, because I am part of God. But I am part of God anyway. I just because I don't see it or I don't imagine it at the moment doesn't mean that it's not there. So what I am sending and extending is God. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of there's ego there, is what I'm trying to get at. There's ego there for me, trying to shoot me down into thinking, no, you don't have that kind of energy. Kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah, I
if I'm
do.
yeah, if I'm trying to explain that as best as I can, and how I see it and how it felt. It was very, very subtle, but it was there. And I just continued with it. I just continued with the idea. And then when she said the Holy Spirit as the mother, then I felt like, oh, okay. It was almost like giving me permission that yes, there's love energy and there's God energy, and that yeah, it can happen. The golden light can come up to me. I don't know.
I
It was
love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it that for me it's that basic belief or thought of that I'm not worthy. That
hmm
could possibly be me.
hmm
Um, uh, I'll send you the light I've got, but I think it's gonna dim out, but before it gets to the core of the earth or whatever. You know what I mean?
I need more juice.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I think about, I think about I know they probably don't do this anymore. Maybe you've experienced this
Mhm.
where it used to be when they would be like a grand opening of some car dealership or something. This happened in Colorado, I don't know where you were at, but they would shine a spotlight. They would shine spotlights up in the
Those
sky.
beams, those
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And you'd
Oh,
see that light and you'd think, how can that light be going so far up
yeah.
in the sky to be shining like that? But realizing later, yeah, the light goes on forever.
Hmm.
They're probably seeing that on some distant star right now. It's coming to them. Hey, what's this light shining here? Oh, car dealership opening. But
Or because it travels, what is it? It's yeah, speed of light, yeah.
the
But
light,
it
yeah,
depends on how soon they come. They may have missed the sale.
yeah, they may have missed the sale. People are
Oh.
like, what light? What? But yeah, because I was kind of envisioning that when she was talking about then, going back uh, up through the head and up through the crown, and
Mm.
uh, so anyway,
Well,
oh, this
very
has been
interesting. And
fun.
I really appreciate her putting these together because there's always that there's always that question. There's always that question about, well, how do I connect with my spirit guides? How do I connect with the Holy Spirit? How do I connect with, and am I really hearing what I'm hearing? Um, and that's been happening to me. Like, um, just the other day, I was sitting here working and I heard somebody call me and I thought it was my daughter and they said, Mom, like that.
Wow.
And I was like, huh? So I got up because I said, yeah. And I whispered too because I thought maybe she was calling me and she didn't want to disturb anybody or she didn't want to wake up Aaliyah. So I got up and she's in the bathroom doing her hair. And I thought, well, or she was brushing her teeth actually. And so it goes like, well, how would she have called me when she's brushing her teeth? But I still asked, I said, did you call me? Like, did you whisper? She goes, no. And she was listening to something too. So it was just odd. It was odd. But that and there's more, but I know we're at time now. It's
Oh, yeah.
11:01.
So, well, thank you guys. Yeah, and all these NDE things that we've been sending back and forth.
Yeah,
My
I have to
son
watch the
has
last one.
really gotten into that.
Yeah,
And
they're
he's
fun.
like, now he's telling me, Mom, when we die, it's we go here and do this and that. And I'm like, he's like, the universe is vast and blah. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Ah,
I'm glad you're getting that. So um I love it. So yeah, keep sending those things because
okay.
I
Yeah,
really
you too.
appreciate them a lot. Yeah. So I'll send you what I get. And well, I'm impressed because yeah, there's so many of them out there.
Oh,
So
there's a ton. I mean, there's
uh,
thousands, I'm sure.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just yeah, while we think we are, we're not. All
Hmm.
right. I'm gonna stop this YouTube. Thank you so much, Zita. Thank you, Jorge.
Thank
And
you.
good to
Love
see you
you.
Sunday. Love you.